I was going to Morley College Orchestra one night, and I used to play the bass there. I had a word with the conductor, who knew I was doing a postgrad degree in physics electronics. And he took me aside and said, there's this lecture on electronic music in the adjacent hall. These guys were actually doing what was just a fantasy to me. We got talking after, and just got along like a house on fire. This within a week we started Kaleidopon Studios. We just hit it off. I guess I wonder why they took on somebody like me, who's still a student, and they were the top pros in this field. But somebody had to build the equipment, and that was what I was quite good at, designing and making electronic stuff. You know, if you want to make a new electronic sound, you have to make a circuit and build it to make that sound. You can't just hit a patch on a synthesizer because they hadn't been invented then. I guess there's also a bit of chemistry involved because Delia, I said, I know you guys. I remember your name, Unit Delta Plus. You were playing at the Roundhouse last weekend, it's right near where I live. Unit Delta Plus and some other guy. And Delia said, do you remember the name of the other guy? The other name didn't ring a bell. The other name was Paul McCartney. So I guess I was in there. The record just kind of evolved. I guess I was round at Delia's flat one day, playing with her spinet, and we both started coming up with this tune, which would become not my game of loving, the Love Without Sound. I got my friend from school, my best friend John Whitman, to sing it. And then we'd creep into the radiophonics in the middle of the night, and I'd use just every gizmo going to come up with all the electronic sounds you can hear. Certainly the first two tracks we did completely together. We'd write them together and come up with the sounds together, because Delia taught me everything about electronic music. She was my teacher, and nobody did electronic music in those days, don't forget, except the half dozen people or so at the radiophonic workshop. Now, there wasn't like a great big field of people that made electronic music. Nobody knew anything about how to do that. So she taught me the technology, and over that process we did stuff together. After a while we would perhaps split functions, so she might do one track and I would do another. Here Come the Fleas. She says, okay, I'll do the opening of that. The opening of the Fleas is pure Delia. Other bits I recorded and processed. Bits Brian did, sometimes with us, sometimes without. It was always fun. For me, it was a lot of fun working with Delia. It was mostly Delia I was working with. People had said that she's hard to work with, but I never had that problem. Maybe it was because she was my teacher. So she never got the sort of patronizing attitude that was common at the BBC, which was almost entirely male. And they kind of probably assumed any woman there would be the secretary. There wasn't that attitude that would turn her off. I guess we just had good chemistry, really. I guess the first one, Love Without Sound, I thought, fuck, this is brilliant. I've just done a masterpiece. I've done the greatest thing I'm ever going to do in my life. I'll never be able to do anything like this again. But it's just unbelievable I've done something like this. And the second one, Firebird, I thought, Jesus, this, it's just unbelievable. I've done two masterpieces in my life. Definitely I'm not going to get any more done, but, at least I've done two masterpieces. And after, the third, fourth, fifth, you start thinking, actually, I can write music. And I guess I am a composer. And so, you no longer have that kind of feeling of this is a lifetime's ambition achieved, but it's an ongoing process. It is kind of nice that it gets a bit of attention and stuff, and reminds people and reminds me of the first album, because I've been doing so much since then. You tend to sort of forget what you did 10, 20, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. Well, actually, the 50th anniversary album of Electric Storm. Another album, not just simply another White Noise, which I've done a number of, and many other albums, but a 50th anniversary of Electric Storm album. In fact, I think we're going to call it Lightning Strikes Twice.